I'm feeling mighty fine. I'm not losing my mind. I'm feeling actually that great. It is a Friday morning. I got 8 hours of sleep last night, and I feel fresh as a young spring daisy. It's Jax. Oh man, there's something I gotta share with you because it's driving me crazy. I can't handle another question about it, another comment or another conversation on this matter without explaining to you, so you can just let people know about Containergeddon. Dun, dun, dun. You've heard about it, oh yeah.
There will be no things on the shelves.
There will be no toys for the children at Christmas time. What will they do?
You've heard it all, for everything. Everything from electronics to clothes to pillows to blankets to everything. Because all things come from the ocean. Meaning from containers that travel across the ocean, all right? Containergeddon. If you are one of the 6 people watching this video that don't know about Containergeddon, it is a situation where there are an untold number of giant cargo ships sitting out in the ocean full of containers, ocean containers. Each container is about the size of a semi-trailer, a little bit smaller. These containers sitting stacked on these ships, unable to get unloaded in the docks. There's docks all around the country, but I'm going to speak specifically to the docks in the West Coast in California. So these boats are just sitting there waiting, and while they're waiting, the supplies dwindle, right? Supplies dwindle in the stores. So I've listened to articles, I've heard commentary, and nobody, not one single person has actually spoke, surprise, surprise, to the real reason and the real issue with why they cannot get the containers from the ports to the distribution centers where their contents can be emptied, divvied, and sent out. Oh yeah, they're always like,
oh, it's COVID.
I'm so tired of hearing about COVID. Everything's COVID, this COVID, that COVID. Well, it's like, I can't get, everything's COVID. Like, your front door doesn't work at your store. Well, it's because COVID. See, it quit working last year because COVID. We couldn't put a new hinge on it. You're like, that's not it. Anyway, here's everyone's saying, and I mean there's worker shortages, all that, but we're grinding through it. Yes, it's inconvenient. We're grinding through it. This is the real reason behind Containergeddon, and nobody's said it yet. Are you ready for it? I'm going to tell you what it is and how it can be solved, just like that. Now, us truckers really pride ourselves in solving all the problems of the universe from the seat of our truck as we're traipsing down the highway. But I'm serious about this. You guys have no idea, maybe a few of you do, but most of you have no idea what it takes to be able to go into the port complex with a semi if you are in California. The state of California has some of the most unbelievable restrictions and requirements for a truck to be able to pull freight from the docks to get these containers and to pull them out and send them across the United States or to distribution centers. I am on an unbelievably awful road in Wyoming right now. Wyoming? Oh, anyway, I'm just gonna list off just some of the requirements. I couldn't absorb the entire manual that I read through yesterday. Tell you what, I'm gonna have to do this just for a minute. I couldn't share with you. I couldn't remember it all. There's so many restrictions, but I'm gonna share a few that I was able to retain in my brain with a lot of pain. Did you get that? Okay, so if you have a truck and you're like, well, I've got a truck, I've got a flatbed, I would love to come down to the Port of California and I'm gonna pull containers out of here and I'm gonna help alleviate this national crisis. First of all, your truck engine has to be 2010 or newer. It cannot be an old truck. It's gotta have an engine that's 2000, that's only a 10-year-old engine, you guys, 2010 or newer. If it's not, it means that it doesn't have all the emissions, equipment, and specialties on it that California wants you to have. And so even though the entire rest of the United States is okay with it, California's not. So you cannot bring your truck into the port. This truck right now that I have has an engine in it that will not allow me to go into the port. Most all of my trucking buddies that I know, I'm gonna try this again down here. Most all the trucking buddies that I know also would not qualify to go into the port because their engines are too old. So there's that. your equipment has to be SmartWay certified. If you don't know what that is, SmartWay certified is a certain series of modifications. That have been invented to truck bodies and trailer bodies that makes them more aerodynamic so they get better fuel mileage. If you want to come into the port, you have to have those things. Your truck has to certify and have those things. Your trailers have to have those. Your tires on your truck, the tires that are on your rig, they have to also have that low rolling resistance special certification. So if I was like, I'm bringing my truck down, I'm gonna get old Rooster to jump in the old cab over with the big old logging tires on it. We're just gonna grab a couple flatbeds. We're gonna get down there. We're gonna load these containers on. We're gonna do our part to get these out of here. They'd go, whoa, 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 your engine's too old. And that old cab over, look at them tires on that thing. Not to mention the engine's too old on that truck as well. But the tires, it's got some big old off-road, gravel road tires. You can't bring those in the port. So this is California's way of making everybody in the state comply with these emission standards. It also keeps everybody from being able to go into the port, okay? Nobody mentions this. It's driving me crazy. So, if we needed to, I know we could gather up some of the best old guys and gals out there in the industry. We could all hook onto container trailers, flatbeds, step decks, anything we can find. We could mob the ports en masse. And I guarantee you, within a few weeks' time, we would have all those containers cleared out. All the stuff they could possibly get gone on the docks would be gone. Get the ships in, unload them, put them on these trucks and move them. But guess what? It's never going to happen. You know why? Because California will never dream of temporarily, I'm not even asking for a full-time release. They would never even dream of temporarily suspending the port regulations so that all and any truck available, we just need to clear this. It's becoming a crisis. We need to clear this. You don't hear the administration saying, hey, California, will you loosen this just for a month so we can just get every truck available that we can find in there? Nobody's going to do it. And nobody's talking about it. They're like, well, there's just a shortage of trucks. We're going to have to deal with it. There's a shortage of labor on the docks. We're going to work 24/7. You guys, there's been a shortage of truck drivers ever since I started trucking. It's not anything new. There's always been a shortage. This is the thing. This is the answer. That's what I'm trying to say. This is the answer to the problem. Temporarily open the ports. Don't require me to have special low rolling resistance tires and a SmartWay certified trailer and an engine that is less than 10 years old to come into your port. Just let us come and fix the problem. Once it's fixed, we're gone. I promise we'll never come back again. That will take care of the problem. Look at that old boy. There. Anyway, I had to share that because I'm seeing a lot of comments and I haven't seen any factual fixes to this problem. And, of course, if they could just turn us loose, we'd do it to it. Like Brute used to do it. He's an old trucker back in the day. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. And we'll have a good weekend. And I'm going to keep on trucking cows. So, till next time, adios.